Good morning. Happy Monday. Today, sorry about the beard. Normally, I'm not doing the beard thing, but I did cut my lip. I don't know if you noticed last week, but I gouged my lip, took a big, huge chunk out of it. Now that it's healed, I'll be shaving today. But I just got back from the gym and I wanted to make sure that I got this out so that you understand where we are with the, the real numbers, not from what the market's telling you, not from what the news is. Don't listen to the news. I don't care. News. It's horrible. All they want is your eyeballs. This is at least factual, right? All I can tell you is my understanding of where it's going and where it has been, and kind of come up with ideas so we can help you. Today we're going to talk about the 10 counties around the Bay Area, where they are on average sales price and the number of homes that have closed. And then we have a couple other articles that I want to talk to you about. They're pretty important, so stay tuned. All right, let's get into this. By the way, this weekend was pretty awesome. I saw my daughters do a gymnastics tournament, and then one of them does color guard, and I got to see her do the color guard. So they both did really well. Really proud of them. And okay, let's see. Try to make this as big as possible so you can see it. So these numbers right here, these are the numbers that we're talking about right here. Let me just gray these out for you so you can, well, yeah, let's go gray. Okay, so since 2022, they're up. San Mateo is up. Since 2022, Sonoma is up. The rest of the counties are down just a slight amount. Now, last week or the week before, I celebrated, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, that San Jose single-family homes, homes sold within that week, all went, on the average, went over 100%, which was awesome. But the truth is homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, and we're not in the market of 15 to 25 offers per house. It's more like 15 to 25 houses per buyer. So buyers are being picky. And when you have floors that smell like dog pee and cracks in tile floor and, paint that looks beige, because beige is not in today, you're not appealing to what buyers are looking for, right? So you're going to get houses that sit on the market a little bit longer, just normal part of life, right? We're in a transitionary period, right? Kind of like what the inflation was, transitionary inflation, whatever that was a couple months ago that we were talking about. The point is, we're seeing things kind of moderately go into normal right now, which is great. We haven't seen this in 20, 30 years. We haven't seen the market be normal in a long time. Now, there was a downturn in 2008, 2009. We needed that. And I say that we need that now. I don't see the signs of that coming in. Even the people that I talk to, I have friends that are doctorates, right? Obviously not in economics or geopolitical science, but I have people that are very smart that I hang out with and I talk to, and they're like, I think it's coming. Maybe it's coming. I don't know. But are we going to go into a recession? Probably. Are we in a recession? Probably. But here's the thing. Houses are still selling. Look, these are the houses that sold last week. This is the number of homes that sold last week. This is the year-to-date number. This was last week's year-to-date number from January 1st to that day until this day. And today's the 27th, right? So San Mateo has 311 homes sold. That's nothing. That's not anything to sneeze at. That's year to date. Alameda has 672. Contra Costa has 682. Santa Clara, we have almost 600 homes sold year to date. Just last week alone, we had 101 closings. Homes are selling. I don't know how else to explain it to you, right? This is the time for people to buy. Are you going to get a fantastic deal? Probably not, because people have equity. But you also don't have to I have to compete against 15 other offers, right? And if you're in a market where you're a first-time buyer, when you're using FHA or VA or USDA or what have you, this is the time to buy a house. Yes, you might lose equity if the market crashes, but here in the Santa Clara County and the Bay Area, we saw a very nominal lowering of the values, and we've already seen a contraction in the values over the last year, right? All right, enough of that. I didn't even get to read this thing this morning. Oh, this is John Hancock, I think. Yeah. Sagging momentum, right? This is all about the U.S. economy and market and Q4 GDP revision. Everybody's looking at everything so myopically, but what I challenge you to do is take a 500-foot view of what's going on in your neck of the woods, what's going on in your food, in your savings, in your stock market, the stocks that you own, right? Take a look, see what's going on there. All right, enough of that. I think what we're seeing is, and I talk to a lot of realtors all across the United States, and they're saying they're busy right now, right? I mean, how else am I going to tell you that they're busy helping people buy houses? I don't know. I mean, are they as busy as they were 2 years ago? Probably not, but they're busy, right? They don't have their head stuck in the ground saying, oh, the world's going to fall apart. The world's falling apart. They're having honest conversations with people, and people that are smart and they're listening, they're actively buying homes, period. All right, negotiation tip 109. I don't know why it's 109, but Realty Times is great for some stuff, right? I like to handpick this. These are other real estate agents all across the United States that, and other editors and storytellers talk about what's going on in the real estate market, but the power of silence when it comes to negotiation. I can tell you that right now I want to say 7 or 8 offers out, and we're waiting for one of the sellers to come back to us. Houses that we're looking at right now have been on market over 100 days on average. And there's a chance that one of those people are going to come back and say, okay, let's talk. Right. And when they do that, then we have the win. Then we have a little bit more power, right? You can't just go up and say, hey, Mr. Buyer or Mr. Seller, I think your house is worth 80% of what you're asking. That's a big smack in the face, right? And we're doing that. But we also know that, after 3 days, the offers terminate. So we're throwing out an offer and throwing out an offer every 3 days. So that's what we're doing. We're just throwing them out there, and we're putting the bait out, waiting for somebody to bite the hook. And we're waiting. I'm not even following up, asking them if they received it. I did to one because my client asked me to, and I said, this is what was going to happen. And guess what? That's what happened. They said, we're going to wait for a good offer to come in. I'm like, all right, but we've lost it with that one. Probably not going to get it. And that's okay. So when it comes to negotiating, throw out your offer. Don't fall in love with the house, fall in love with the deal, right? Don't worry about the rates. Rates are temporary. We do this all the time. If you want this, let me know. I'll just DM me and I'll send you the link to this. No problem. All right. Has this happened before? Yes. Has it happened to me before? Once. A mortgage. So the process is, before I show you a house, I want to make sure that you have financing completed, right? You have been looked at by an underwriter. You have a loan approval. And some lenders will even give me a fully underwritten loan approval, which means that they've gone through everything about you. They've talked to your bosses. They've looked at your W-2s and your pay stubs and your savings and all that other stuff. And basically, it's just a prefrontal of, hey, this is where we are, except for the fact that the house needs to clear title and come to value. This person can close on a loan tomorrow, right? Now, things that can happen, I know you've heard this before. People forget that they're buying a house, or they get gleefully excited before they close on a loan, and then they go out and they put a lot of money on credit. They buy stuff, flooring, appliances, cars, boats. They do that. And guess what happens? They go to close, and then the underwriter, because that's their job, is they have to go back and check the credit and the W-2 and your job and your savings and all this other stuff to make sure that all the numbers that you originally set out at, your loan to value and your debt to income and reserves, and all these different numbers that they have to look at, that helped you get pre-approved, they stay around the same. If there's a major drop off at one or major one spike, that's going to hurt you. They're going to have to put you into a different type of loan. So, you've heard the hundreds of these videos. Don't buy any other major product, any kind of thing. Don't put anything on credit. Don't buy anything cash. Don't do anything until the house closes, because your loan will get denied. It won't get denied to the fact that you're out of buying a loan or buying a house. It'll be, we can't use this bank anymore. Now we have to do a 48-hour fire drill and find another lender that will accommodate. And guess what? You're not going to get that cozy 3, 4, 5% loan anymore. It's going to be 6 or 7% because you're more of a risk, because your debt to income went up or your savings went away or what have you. So it's not that it's not going to happen. It's just that now, because you didn't think to say, hey, lender, hey, Vito, Mr. Realtor, I'm thinking about buying a boat right now. What I'm going to tell you is don't. Just don't, because it'll screw up your lending. It'll screw up the loan. All right. Let me get out of this. I'm playing with a new streaming software. This one is the old one that I've been working with. The new one is I'm still practicing with it because I have to go back and forth and all that. So guys, if you're thinking about buying a house, now's the time to do it, unless you're thinking about investing. If you're an investor and you're thinking about buying, think about now, but also know that the market might crash. And if it does crash, what's going to happen? You're going to be competing against other buyers and other investors and other industrial size investors that have hundreds of millions of dollars that can throw down cash and close a house in 2 or 3 days. Right? So unless you're an industrial or a commercial size, big, huge investor, you have a little bit of money, this is the time to make deals happen. Houses are still selling. People are still buying. They're not getting fantastic deals, like as if the market was crashing, but we also don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to play with. So take it while the getting's good, right? And yes, the market looks like it could be slowing down, but here's the time to do it, right? Next week I'll bring up that, or tomorrow I'll bring up that thing. But when the market starts crashing is when investors come out. When the market starts going up is when buyers come out. That's when you have all the competition. But right now we're at a peak. We're at the plateau and we're kind of just doing this. We're not going up. We're not going down. We're just kind of going like this. And people are like, there's more buyers right now on the sidelines than anything. They're watching because of fear. If you take that step out of fear and you buy a house right now, yes, you might lose equity today, but in 5-10 years, everything will be okay and you won't have to compete. So that's it. See you tomorrow. I'm Vito Scarnecchio with the Abitano Group. We'll see you out there.